municipality, member for the municipality of the County of Annapolis. We are going to start this morning with roll call. District 1.
District 1, Carrie Ann Parsons Salzman.
District 2, Jesse Hare.
District 3, Dustin Inslee.
District 4, Charles Cranton.
District 5, Lynn Longmire.
District 6, John Welch.
District 7 would be Councillor Agenbar.
Yes.
And Councillor Agenbar is excused as he is on county business this morning. Do we need a motion for that? Do we have unanimous consent?
Yes.
Perfect.
So just for everyone's awareness, he's at the gate with the people going in today, just like
With the
Councillor Connell did
evacuees.
the other day.
Thank you, Deputy Warden.
District 8, Niall Harding.
District 9, Gidget Oxner.
District 10, Brian Fuzzy-Connell.
District 11, Diane LeBlanc. So before we start this morning, I have an acknowledgement that we should start with. I want to speak about the people of West Dalhousie and the surrounding communities that are impacted with the wildfire. Our hearts are with you as we continue to navigate this challenging time. We know that it has not been easy, and we want you to know that we are facing this with you. You're not alone. We are relieved that the wildfires is now being held, and that more families have been able to return to their homes. This process has been made possible through the extraordinary teamwork from the Nova Scotia Wildlife crews, our local fire departments, our emergency management teams, municipal staff, to the firefighters and support crews who travel from across Canada to help us. On behalf of the County Council, I want to extend our deepest thanks to each of you for your tireless work and courage. What has stood out most through this is the way our community has come together. Neighbors checking on neighbors, sharing what they can, lending a hand without hesitation. This is what we call true Nova Scotia way. It is in these moments of challenges that we see the very best of our people. We see generosity, we see compassion, and willingness to stand shoulder to shoulder until all the work is done and everyone is taken care of. The municipality, working closely with the province, has also introduced a Navigator program to help evacuees connect with the resources and the support they need as recovery from moving forward. We will continue to stand with you in the weeks and months ahead. To the residents of West Dalhousie, your strength, patience, and resilience are deeply valued. Together, we will move through this recovery and begin to rebuild. Thank you very much. We will move on to our agenda. Okay. Disclosure of interest. Are there any this morning? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next. The approval of the order of the day. We do have an amendment. Deputy Warden.
Thank you. I move to amend the order of the day by adding in-camera section in accordance with Section 22.2F, litigation or potential litigation, and Section 22.2C, personnel matters of the Municipal Government Act.
Thank you very much. Are there any others? Okay, I need a mover to approve the agenda as amended. Councillor Longmire, seconded by Councillor Parsons-Salzman. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Against no? Motion passed. Okay, we need the approval of the minutes dated July 8th, 2025. Actually, we need to see if there are any changes or corrections to these minutes. Seeing none, they are approved as this. We'll move on to the 5.1. Madam Alicia is up with us. Okay. We have a motion for the, on the floor that we need to put on. Councillor Welsh.
I move that municipal council receive the report for information and that no further action be taken by the municipality at this time.
Okay, so I did that wrong. I should have let Madame Alicia, I will come back to you. Councillor Welsh, sorry.
Thank you, Warden. So Mr. Boyer proposed creating a bilingual genealogy and history center focused on the early French and Acadian history of Port Royal, Annapolis Royal last May 2024. Staff met with the town of Annapolis Royal and Parks Canada, and both have said that they cannot take the lead or provide funding for this initiative. So it is recommended that council receive this report for information and take no further action at this time.
Okay, are there any comments, questions on this particular report? Okay, seeing none, I will ask you again, Councillor Welsh, to repeat that.
I move that municipal council receive the report for information and that no further action be taken by the municipality at this time.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Carson-Salzman. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. The yes have it. Thank you, Madam
Thank you.
Alyssa, sorry. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is page 12. We have a staff report, and we have Adam. Monsieur Adam. We'll start with the report from Adam. You have the floor.
Thank you, Warden. So the following two staff reports are for you, are actually for municipal council to approve two names. So the first one is there's a development going on in Carlton Corner at this time, and as such, there's a number of residences going in, no new construction, and when the as per the guidelines from the province, from Nova Scotia provincial civic addressing guidelines, once 3 or more civic addresses are will be newly built in or required, then the road or the driveway or the access route must be named. And so if these following two reports are to name 2 of those roads.
Thank you. We will have the motion now.
I move that municipal council approve the road name how do you say it?
Catalpa.
Catalpa Court.
That court, yeah, for the shared access road in Carlton Corner on PID 05105311493.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. And the seconder. Councillor Hare. Are there any questions or comments? Councillor Wells?
I was going to say, I had to look that word up too because I didn't know what it meant. And it's a tree that grows in the Midwest, and it stands for radiance and beauty.
Definitely describes our county.
Thank you very much. I knew it was a tree, that's all I know. Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And again, we have Adam to give us an intro.
So again, this is the second of 2 private road names going in. This one is branching off according to the map. This one's branching off, again, remaining on the same property. And these are both private road names. This one, we're seeking council approval for the name Sunward Lane.
Very much. Deputy Warden, would you put the motion on the floor?
I move that municipal council approve the road name Sunward Lane for the shared road in Carlton Corner on PID 053111493.
Thank you. Seconder? Mr. Lobster? Okay, any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't know it happened. You're better than me. Okay, we are now on page 16. The staff report from Ms. Keller. Do you have anything to say, Ms. Keller? Okay.
Yes.
So Don, sorry.
Actually, Councilor Welch, you wish to speak to this.
Oh, Councilor West.
Sure.
Yes, please.
I've received quite a few letters over the last year regarding invasive species within the county. This one specifically pertains to an invasive rose species that has been identified growing in our county. The other ones I've received calls for have been purple loosestrife, hogweed. Yeah, it looks like Queen Anne's lace, like a giant Queen Anne's lace. And the other one has been knotweed. Knotweed is usually around ditching where fill is getting taken out and relocated as clean fill, but it has knotweed in it. And then where it's being put is spreading onto adjacent neighbor properties, and that's creating an issue. So I received, I think Councilor Longmire also received the same letter regarding the rose, and so I wrote a letter, but I forwarded it to Don and the warden to review first before we put the request forward, just to see where we stand with that and where the province stands with it.
Thank you. So, wish to add anything before I say anything?
And honestly, over the years, there have been a lot of transitions in regards to how invasive species or weeds are dealt with. It has been difficult for the municipality on its own to deal with that, and nor do we have any on-staff expertise particularly to deal with it. We used to have, for example, a weed inspector. Councilor Collin, you might remember those days. Belonged to be an old timer, where we had a person going out and looking at weeds and telling people that they had to destroy it. Honestly, that doesn't work particularly well in a lot of circumstances because, for one thing, people don't have the time or the resources to be able to deal with it themselves. And even if they deal with it on their own property, an adjacent property will just spread it again. I became aware after this was taken away as a municipal obligation that this organization is doing fantastic work, and I suggested that we might be able to create a partnership with this organization by reaching out and explaining the problems we're currently experiencing, getting their guidance, and then we can get information and contacts into the hands of our residents and work with this organization. They seem to be doing great work throughout the province.
Let's put the motion on the floor. Who would like to put the motion on the floor? Councilor Welch?
I move that municipal council send a letter to the Nova Scotia Invasive Species Council, NSISC, requesting coordinated effort to raise awareness and promote a unified response to invasive species.
Thank you. Seconder, Councilor Longmire. Comments and questions? Here we go. Councilor Longmire.
So the wild parsnip, of course, is aggressive, and as I travel up and down roads and I see it, creeping into the road itself because of the lack of maintenance on the sides of our roads, that's where it becomes a real serious matter. Because children are waiting on the side of the road for buses, people are trying to walk their children on the sides of the roads, which are supposed to be safe for us. And we do know that there are a number of roads that do not have that white painted line, as a marker, but as well, we don't necessarily have a lot of depth between the road and the ditch. And so when it is congested with such things as this, it becomes a real challenge for people to feel that they can walk safely and enjoy the outdoors. So I'm really celebrating the fact that maybe and I love the idea that the CAO, Ms. Campbell, has said about that partnership. Wherever there is a partnership, and if someone is already working well at something, we should lean into that. So thanks.
Thank you very much.
If I could, I should add that in particular, I think it's a attractive for us that this organization tries to do it without chemicals. They try
Thank
to
you.
do it in a very natural way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Connor?
Being a part of transportation and being a part of the invasive weeds across Nova Scotia, because the province at one time had a group of people working on that. But when people stopped spraying, that's when it got worse. And some things can only be killed by spraying. You can play with it all you want, but it's gonna come back. Right now, and I've noticed a lot, because I used to spray quite a bit of poison ivy. When you're traveling down your roads right today, when you see a low plant that's turned bright red, that's poison ivy. In the fall, it turns bright red. And that poison ivy is on multiple roads. It grows really well around guardrails, bridges, but I've seen some whack of it this fall. And of course, like I say, when you discontinue programs because of the public not wanting it, that's when it blows up. It goes crazy because no one's attending to it. But I know that no one likes Roundup. And that was one of the bases of like we had to, for years, even when our workers went to work around bridge abutments, we ended up spraying most every bridge in Annapolis County underneath it because the men couldn't work there because poison ivy was so heavy. So I think poison ivy is probably one of the worst. If you ever had a dose of poison ivy, you probably wouldn't want the second dose. So I'll be glad to hear of the magical tricks they have. Because, like I said, I worked many years with the province on programs of invasive species. So.
Great. Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillor have any comments or questions? Okay. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Thank you. Motion passes. Okay, let's move on to the last item. And this item was presented to us by Councillor West. Councillor Wells, would you like to speak on this?
Sure. It came to my attention in the last couple of months that King's Transit is looking at its routes and restructuring. And so I thought, this has been a request that's come out of Bear River for about 15 years now, to have public transit available. They've looked at a few different models over the years, but as an area within our county that has a high density population, as far as rural populations go, but isn't serviced with public transit, I thought now might be an opportunity for us to review, or at least talk to King's Transit about an opportunity to provide service there. So, and I also did a little digging and found the NS TRIP program guidelines that might help us explore some funding around that as a pilot project.
Thank you very much for all this information.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions or comments about this? Okay, Councillor, wait a minute. Councillor Harding, and then Deputy Warden.
I have something I could add to.
You what?
I can add something else too.
So you want me to put you on the list?
Sure.
Or do you want to add before?
I can add it right now, actually.
Okay, go.
So I also spoke, not just for, I spoke to Bear River First Nations, Carol Ann, and they also expressed interest in participating in this as well, because Carol Ann was able to identify 10 or 12 people just at the top of her head that would love to be able to access a program like this within the community. One of the reasons that this kind of came forward to me too, not just because it's been a request from the village for a number of years, but also because I read an article with the town of Yarmouth extended to Acadia First Nations an opportunity, or there was some sort of dialogue there where they created a transit program to provide service out to First Nations as well. So that's just part of it.
Thank you. Councillor Hart?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of chime in and say that I think that this is a really good idea, and I thank Councillor Welch for bringing it forward. I know that there's a lot of residents in Bear River that travel to Digby and to Annapolis Royal and throughout the county that could use this service, and that they've been wanting to have this service for quite a long time. I think in the past that there was some question about the length of the routes, and it was going to extend the length, but if the town of Digby has opted out, that might actually open up an opportunity for us to request that, that some of that time be spent going into Bear River. And the same as Councillor Welch, I know of many people that would make use of this service to travel for their work, to travel for their groceries. I think it would be very helpful for those families and those people. So I'd be very much in support of something like this, or putting a request to King's Transit to look into this as well. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Okay. Councillor, Deputy Warden?
Thank you.
Thank you.
First, I appreciate the fact that even looking at this, and I know that a lot of people have over the past quite some time, it's been an active discussion for years about from every district and people that have capability. But what I would like to recommend is, instead of just sending this letter for this one area, that perhaps we could ask the staff to look into doing a staff report on different areas. Or I don't think a letter is really what's needed here.
Yeah.
I think if we actually ask staff to look at what our current routes are and what they are with King's Transit, to see are there better ways to leverage how we support the residents. We do know that there's areas that do not have or want access to this transportation, but there are areas that that continue to mount, that they need this service. And I think it's well within our rights as a municipality to look after public service and public transportation. I know that it is a huge line item in our budget, but it does support our county, and I know that it doesn't serve every single individual in the county, but I think that we still need to continue to look at it as we should review it constantly. That way it's not a stale document. Because as we know, our communities are growing. We do have people that are in rural areas. Bear River is a good example of a more dense rural area. As well as there's some other places in Granville Ferry and so on and so forth. I can't say much because my district gets serviced by this. And, it wouldn't make sense to really drive through Clarence or up over the mountain. But the main routes around number 1 does make sense. So I would ask that if we could get the staff to look at this and review and then come back with an official report that we can actually have a proper discussion on, I think would be the best way forward.
I see that, can I have one more councillor speak on it, and then I'll have 2 more. Councillor Cranston, Councillor Hare, and then Mr. Young will have a comment to say.
I want to thank Councillor Walsh for putting this on the table. I support the idea of at least doing research and whatnot. I would agree that there's a need specifically for that area. Having previously resided in Cornwallis, I can speak that I know there is a need or a desire for a lot of people. You referenced Digby going to Bear River to Digby, but also from Cornwallis to Bear River and Bear River to Cornwallis. There's a lot of people that live in Bear Bear River that would like to take advantage of some of the things in Cornwallis, and a lot of Bear River, and a lot of people in Cornwallis often travel to Bear River, so I think it would be a good route. And just, you know, generally I support the idea of every so often having a review, so if there's a chance to get some funding to put towards a review and whatnot, and see what makes the most sense, I would typically agree with that. So I also, although I can see the need between Cornwallis and Bear River, I would agree with what the deputy warden said, that perhaps a staff report on other areas as well to look at would be beneficial. And I guess I'm agreeing with everybody today, because I agree with what Councillor Harding said, that the timing seems fitting due to other areas of the route being, service areas being discontinued. So now it may make the most sense to, as a whole, to be able to add in some new service areas in exchange for the ones that have been discontinued.
Thank you, Councillor. You've been very good at agreeing with everybody. Councillor Hare.
Can I listen to Jim speak before I do, just in case he's got information that I might want to know?
Okay, sounds good to me. Mr. Young, you're on.
Thank you. All I wanted to mention is we're not really in the transit business. We contract that service. So appreciate the comments, and I think it's a good idea. We will fully engage King's Transit in working with us to look at all these areas.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
And so going off of kind of that, as much as I share concerns with transit in general at this table, I don't find it a bad idea to look into anything, because we might find out it doesn't cost us a whole lot. So I wouldn't have necessarily anything negative to say against this, because it's look into everything, ask around. As far as doing full review, I think kind of what Jim had said says it all. And it's just, I guess I can leave it at that.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Councillor Wells.
And instead of asking our own staff to do the review, is it something that we can forward to King's Transit and do a request through them?
Our staff
Well,
have to be involved.
I believe that we should have our staff review
Involved as
the
well.
cost of what it would be, because the cost would come down to us.
Okay.
So I will leave it to you to speak now. CAF.
I would suggest that we'll have to do some assessment of population shifts and the needs of our residents, and then try and share that with Valley Waste. Jim, I think you're in the position to do that.
Valley Transit.
Yeah, so once we gather,
King's
sorry, King's
Yeah.
Transit. Wow. It's been a long last 30 days. So first, we can gather the information and then approach King's Transit with the information so that we can get on the same page.
Exactly.
And then we can explore some costs for it.
Would that be a dialogue that you might start with Bear River First Nations as well?
That would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That would be
Yeah.
perfect, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor.
Just quickly, I like the terminology used with the population shift. That's really important to address. There are people moving in all over our county, and there are all kinds of communities that would, I'm sure, relish the idea of having connectivity to their towns and to their doctor's appointments and to their grocery stores and such. So, I think it is always important that we come back to it and look at it a little deeper, maybe once a year at least, right? But getting this review and being able to have something more to sink your teeth into is going to be really vital. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we need a motion to send it to you to review?
I think you can just
Just
be
go.
direction.
Good. All right. So we'll leave that in the capable hands of staff to review and to bring back. All right, let's move on to the next. The next item is our in-camera. Would you please read the two sections of the in-camera, everyone?
The first one is to amend in accordance with section 22(2)F litigation or potential litigation. And second item will be Section 22-2C, Personnel Matters of the Municipal Government Act.
Thank you. Who is, the mover is the deputy warden, and who is the seconder? If you're on camera, Councilor Welsh. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Yes, have it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. This concludes our agenda, and our business is done. Meeting is adjourned.